Hi, I'm Steven Browne. I'm a former Barbados junior tennis player. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but grew up in Barbados. I first picked up a racket at age 11, with my first coach being Jerry Archer. I used to just go once a week playing with him and playing with other friends that I knew. And then I decided that I wanted to play more tournaments, take it a little bit more serious, and probably represent Barbados one day. So then I moved on to Paul Stewart. Paul was very influential in my life. I decided to play more. I was playing almost 4 to 5 times a week. Training with Paul, I met a lot of past players that were pretty high ranked there. They had people like Dwayne Williams, Richard Henry, Ryan Graves, Rochelle Lasala, all these names, and they did really well for Barbados. So I kind of wanted a piece of that. Training with Paul, my ranking got up pretty high. I was number 1 in 14s, and 1 in 16s, and 1 in 18s. Then I toured the ITF circuit in the Caribbean, and I had some good wins representing Barbados all 4 years of that. Which led me to meet a lot of new people, and then got a lot of scholarship offers when I was finished. I took an offer at Jackson State University. It was a big culture shock, I must say. It was difficult to see, the difference of how people live compared here. The weather was cold. I was a bit used to that coming from New York. I had a pretty decent college career. I played number 1 or 2 for the team throughout my 4 years. We were always in the top 3 ranked in our conference, so it was pretty fun. I met a lot of new people from all around the world. After I graduated with a marketing degree, I did the typical thing that successful tennis players would do, is start coaching. I moved to Florida because it was an epicenter of tennis, and I picked up some of my individual clients. I kind of started my own little tennis business, so I started coaching them based on my experience. I really didn't have any coaching experience, but I did that. I wanted to do more of a team environment, so I decided to take a job at a high school to coach a tennis team. And my first 2 years was pretty difficult. We really didn't get anything. And then after that, we in the next 3 or 4 years that I was there, we ended up winning state championship for Florida. During my time there, I was named Coach of the Year 3 years, Coach of the Year in Florida for high schools, so that was a big achievement for me. So I decided to, I needed a little bit more as well, so I wanted to use my degree that I had, which was marketing, to go into, to use that, but still stay in the tennis field. And it was this company called Cliff Drysdale Tennis. They were, started to manage a few clubs. So this job wasn't just coaching. It was more, inventing programs, promoting, advertising, managing, a lot of things. It was a 16-court facility. I had 200 plus members. I had to coach a little bit at an academy level, the recreational adults, recreational kids, everything like that. It was a whole turnaround for a tennis program, and it was something new to me. And I did pretty well. I was named the Club of the Year, the Director of the Year, while they started growing. I'm the tennis director at the Boca Swim and Racquet Center in Boca Raton, Florida. Very busy club. I love it. It was a new surrounding for me, and this part is more directed, no coaching at all. I just basically promote and hire. What I will say now is that, I learned a lot from the tennis. I never wanted to be a professional tennis player. I know that's some aspirations for some juniors out there. But I think sometimes you could understand that tennis opens the door for you for many reasons. You could start as a tennis player, get a high rank, but there's such a small window to become a pro. And I'm not going to put it down and say you can't do that, but you have to have your more books in your bag, I should say. And so I decided to go more into the management division of it. So that's why I did a degree in marketing and management. So I was able to do that. So I just want us to understand that tennis could just be a pathway to greater things.